All right, welcome back, everybody. We are going to do a happy hour. So this is kind of like an open forum where we'll be able to kind of talk about whatever records we would like. We'll do 3 rounds. Remember to like and subscribe and comment. So we're going to start it off with Felipe. So Felipe, you want to jump in?
Okay, thanks, Mike. Good evening, everybody. I think one more video today. Trying to keep building, and for a change, vinyl channel or music channel that's talking about music for the past 2 weeks, which I think is incredible. I think is necessary, valid, and essential. Okay, that's all we talk about here.
Yeah.
So, yeah, right.
I had a whole speech lined up, man. Dang it.
You see, thank you. I'll be running 2020 whatever. Anyways,
And Felipe, what are you drinking for the happy hour?
I'm having Deep Eddy's cranberry vodka from Texas. Shout out to Chris. With a sip of Coke, Diet Coke for sure.
Splash.
Okay, regular, not cherry, because I don't want to mix cherry cranberry.
Yeah, that's fair.
Right. So we're kind of talking about what we should do today. I think the happy hour, like informal discussion, will be pretty cool. Just pick random 3 picks, 3 things that we like that we want to share with you guys, and and of course a surprise at the end. Okay. So those will be 3 plus 1 at the end, a surprise for each one of us, which I think would be really, really cool. So my first pick of the day was a record that I bought 2 years ago at an antique store here nearby in Lakeland, Florida. Was my very first record by this guy. I just bought because it was Blue Note. I didn't know shit about much or anything. It was before I was getting, any shallow knowledge, as I said I have now. It is a Liberty pressing, so of course a Blue Note. And advice to everybody: get a machine, which I got. Don't try to wash old Blue Note labels because they fade out. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of ink they use. If it was fountain pen ink, Parker ink, whatever, but they really wash out. I also went to tears and I saw the ink running, but still. Anyways, a Liberty pressing. It is not so usual Liberty pressing because it is a Van Gelder. So it's Ike Quebec heavy soul.
Nice.
So Ike Quebec, I bought this record randomly again because it was a Blue Note.
Who's on that?
Yeah, so let's go over. Heavy Soul is a 1961 session. He has Ike Quebec, Freddie Roach on organ, Milt Hilton bass, and all Harewood drums. This was recorded in 61, released in 62. He, just like his tone, it's so warm, it's so inviting. It's just different from anything else. And to be honest, it's great music. This is my worst sounding Quebec record because it's scratched to death. Not scratched, but dirty. The ultrasonic really helped, really made a difference in this record. The cover is pristine, as you guys can see.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So is that bluesy?
Kind of. The description, a review that I read about this record, it's very nice bop, hard bop, traditional, but with that tone, that punch. Ike Quebec comes from that school, right? Coleman Hawkins, a little bit of Getz, Webster. He's that kind of school. He goes like really warm, really. Every note seems to have a meaning, which is something that I really appreciate. It's really like well put. Not my favorite Quebec, but very sentimental because it was my very first one. And
Awesome.
yeah, so actually he recorded very early. If you guys don't have that Blue Note expressions of music, Blue Notes, that book is amazing. And he was with Alfred and in the very first years of Blue Note. He recorded 78, full album in 78. And then they kind of brought him back in the late 50s to like a comeback. Yes, Uncompromising Expressions, this fundamental quintessential book. And yeah, you can buy used on Amazon for like less than $50, I think.
Yeah.
That's how I got mine. It's like near mint.
Yeah, it's really cool. It goes through the whole history.
Yeah.
Lots of
Anyway,
photos.
he was one of the first early guys on Blue Note. He really helped Blue Note building. And then he went on a hiatus and then came back in the late 50s. Alfred Lion actually got him back and said, come back here. We want to kind of do a comeback for you. And this is one of those records. Fantastic. I highly recommend this one. Sorry it took too long.
That's really cool. I only have I don't have any records of his. I've got him on one record as a sideman.
What do you know what record that is, Chris?
What, that he's a sideman on?
Yeah, because I definitely have him as sideman, but I don't
Open
have.
House. Jimmy Smith, Open House.
Oh,
Oh yeah. I mean, even I am playing on Jimmy Smith Open House in the sermon. Everybody, there are like
Yeah.
tons of people there. It's a great session. Great session.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Is that the same session, just 2 records? I know the lineups are both really killer on both of those.
What Open House?
I think
don't know.
I think there's slight variations in the lineup. So yeah, there's slight variations there. So probably like a couple weeks, couple months difference. I don't know off the top of my head.
Cool.
All right.
All right, Chris, you want to jump in?
So who's next?
Yeah, hang on. I'm looking up the sermon. I was just curious when it was recorded.
I think it's like a 59, 57.
57, not 67. 57 and 58. So it was like the 2 parts were recorded a couple months apart. Weird.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other one was in 1960. So 3 years later.
House Party.
Yeah, Open House was 3 years, or Open House, not House Party. I'm talking about Open House. It's a different record. So that's probably why. Let's see. So my 3 kind of have a theme, but it was not on purpose, but here's
Wait.
the first
What are you drinking, Chris?
Oh, am I drinking some?
Yeah, very important.
Some Barolo from
Ooh, nice.
Aldi, so it's not that nice.
No.
This is a good one. It's on Atlantic. Milt Jackson and Ray Charles, Soul Brothers. Yeah, it's just great. So first, this is an org pressing, I guess, or org music. I always get those confused. They're like 2
There's a difference, like 2 labels with the same
They're
name.
2 different companies that are the same company that aren't. I don't know. It's weird. But anyway, so mastered by Bernie Grunman, Presta Palace. This was a really, and it's probably still available. It was a really good deal. It was like $25 or something like last year. But no, it's just great. So I think the interesting thing is, so Milt plays vibes, obviously, but he also plays piano or guitar. Ray plays piano and alto sax. So he plays a lot of alto sax on this, which before this record, I never really realized that Ray Charles could play a saxophone, but he can. And he plays really well here. So it's real bluesy. Good.
Yeah.
Anyway, so it's bluesy, it's soul, it's one of my favorite records on Atlantic for sure. What else is on here? Billy Mitchell on tenor, Skeeter Best on guitar, and Oscar Pettiford on bass, and Connie Kay on drums. That's actually pretty badass.
Yeah.
Got a couple of the MJQ boys, and Pettiford.
Yeah.
And
What's the
covers,
label like? Is it the green Atlantic label?
I guess so.
Yeah, the green and blue.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The cover is badass as well.
Yeah, the cover's really sweet.
I have the follow-up to that. It's both of them again. I forgot the exact title, but it has a yellow kind of jacket.
Yeah, I don't have that one.
Yeah.
How is that? Is it good?
It's okay. It's bluesy, so that's not like my favorite.
Amazing.
But so yeah, so it's probably you'll probably love it. And it's a mono, so it really has a punch to it, which is really nice.
What's cool on this one too, the title track Soul Brothers, Milt, it says Milt by Milt Jackson and MJQ. So I guess MJQ got credit for it. But on that one, Milt plays only piano and Ray plays only alto sax. So it's kind of cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
No, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, like it.
I still gotta get it. I don't have this one.
Oh yeah, it's really cool. I mean,
Are
oh,
there lyrics on that? Are there vocals or is it just,
I don't remember honestly. Let me see. I don't think so.
yeah,
I didn't listen to it today, but I don't think so.
yeah, there aren't any vocals on that follow-up one either.
It's a full on jazz record.
Yeah.
Which coming to jazz a couple years ago, I had no idea that Ray Charles ever played jazz. I thought he was just
Yeah.
pop soul guy, and he was absolutely a jazz musician.
Yeah. And he had
Like-
the first record on Impulse, I think. I think it was.
Oh really? That's
Yeah.
cool.
Felipe, correct me if that's wrong. It's like Genius plus Soul equal, or I forget what it is.
I got it right here. Hang on.
I have it. I don't know if it's good or not, but it's pretty awesome. That's a great record too.
Genius plus Soul equals jazz.
Yeah, that's a great
Yeah.
record. Man.
Yeah.
I like that one better than this one probably. Well, maybe not. I don't know. It's hard. It's hard to tell.
Oh, that was pretty good.
All right. Should I jump
Great.
in?
Yeah.
All right, so I got this recently.
Stop. What you drinking?
Oh, yeah, I forgot. All right, so this is Incarnata from Tox Brewing Company. This is a double IPA and it's got some pretty psychedelic art on there. So
That's dope.
pretty out there. It's pretty good. It's heavy. It's like a 8.5 alcohol. So this is definitely a
Don't drink
sipping-
6 of them like I did a couple of videos ago.
It's good, but it's definitely strong. All right. So we got the opener here, Curtis Fuller, 1500 series. Curtis Fuller is a guy that I came into later in my kind of jazz journey. I guess I saw him as a sideman on a few records, but I just really wasn't interested in trombone until I came across Curtis Fuller. And now I pretty much want everything he's led. So this is his first record that he led. It wasn't the first recorded. He actually recorded, I think, 2 for Prestige, but Blue Note recorded him shortly after, and I think got their record out. So they were able to kind of claim first record that he put out. It has a killer cover with him on it there. This is the Music Matters Jazz, so it comes with all the session photography
Braggy.
in there.
Wow.
So really cool.
Very cool.
The record itself has features Hank Mobley on saxophone, except for the opening track on side 1 and the first track on side 2, where those are both ballads, and it's really kind of Curtis Fuller just having like beautiful trombone soloing. And what's nice about the 45 is both of those ballads get their own side, so they're really kind of like spaced out. The sound is really airy, really beautiful. And then when you flip those over, both of those records, you have 2 additional tracks on each side. So 4 tracks with Hank Mobley, and those kind of go all over the place. Really great hard bop sessions. So yeah, so this is the opener. And as I was sitting down listening to it, I started reading through the liner notes on the back, and just wanted to call out something that I
Yes,
thought
you
was
do.
kind of interesting. So first of all, it's a huge promo. They're just talking about, Curtis Fuller, he's, going to be one of the greats. They talk about Hank Mobley. They reference all Hank Mobley's albums to date that you should get. And then they go through each song and kind of give you a little bit of notes on it. But the thing that was interesting, so very typical, but the thing that was interesting is the last sentence, I believe. Listen to this. This just struck me. Let me see what you guys think. So it says, this then is Curtis Fuller's original LP as a leader. It could quite conceivably stand as a collector's item in years to come. For Curtis will go far in his chosen profession. What I thought was interesting about that is they're talking about this jazz record as a collector's item. And I feel like when you look at other genres like rock, I could be wrong, but I just feel like that wasn't really a selling point to the buyer. It was like, this is just
No.
a hip, rock album, or this is, the new Stones album, or whatever it
Yeah.
is. They weren't trying to say like, this is potentially going to be a collector's item.
Yeah.
I think just when you collect jazz, there is a lot of that.
Yes.
That's in the community. Like, people talk about Music Matters Jazz. Once these sell out, they're going to get really collectible. And it's just,
Yeah.
that's like the modern conversation. But back then, in 1957, on his first record, early in Blue Note, 1500 series Blue Note, when they were doing it, they're talking about that it's going to be collector's items. So like, who are they targeting? What did that audience want? And it's just
Yeah.
interesting to kind of hear that come through
Yes.
on the back of the jacket. So I just wanted to call that out. I thought that was kind of interesting.
Yeah, I mean, you can get an OG right now at G plus. Got so much an OG at G plus is.
And you know what's funny? I read kind of something similar to Lion, also the Quebec album.
Really?
Yes, a mention to that. Although these sides belong to a pre-LP era, they're talking about his 78s. Although these sides belong to a pre-LP era, are unknown to the young record collector of the 60s.
Yeah. Chris, so a G plus OG?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, it could be anything. I would say 350.
$1,000.
$1,000. There you go. I mean, come
Bucks,
on.
dude. Turns out that was correct.
What is it? Do you see the average sale price or the past sale? Like what
I
are
mean,
people actually paying?
yeah, so past sales are much lower than that, but who knows? Let's see. I mean, one hasn't sold on Discogs since 2020.
Okay. Yeah. So there
That one sold for $75 at Pour.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
before, the one before that was $13.50 at Near Mint, which
Yeah.
I question Near Mint on that.
Wow.
But anyway, then another one was $1,300 at Near Mint, and then before that, I mean, the record's only sold 3 times since 2017 on Discogs, so it's a rare
Wow.
bird for sure.
So
This is
Mike,
still
what's the
available-
number in yours?
So this is still available on the MMJ website. It's 993. They do, how many pressings do they do? Is it 2,500 per record?
I think it depends on their series.
Okay.
Because they had the first run of 45, then a second run of 45, they had a run of
Yeah.
33s, SRXs, and then they'll be gone.
That's it. And then
Luckily, I have a bunch.
get them while they last. That one is still available on the website. It's expensive, but I mean, it's not $1,300.
It's not $1,300.
Yeah.
Yeah, just quoting. I think MMJ is the prime example. Buy now or cry later.
Yeah. Yeah. Those are, limited what they have
Kind of
now.
in the Michael 45 camp there, which is don't look back. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
on that one.
Well, your wallet thanks you.
I would open an exception for MMJ.
Yeah.
I've got a few.
It's
But
cool to
I'm
have
not
a
looking
couple
that
for
long.
reference.
Yeah, they're there. Yeah. Okay. So next round.
Yep.
Okay. I'm going backwards alphabetically. So now I pick this one.
What are you drinking? I'm just kidding.
Oh, I'm still the same.
I'm just kidding.
Second shot. Deep
There
Eddy
you
from
go.
Texas. Highly recommend. They have cranberry, lemon, lime, black tea, grapefruit, which is not my favorite, and orange. They're all great. I highly recommend. They're really good, and they go really good with Diet Coke.
Yeah.
And a wedge
Felipe,
and a lemon wedge.
that John Coltrane behind you, that's the SRX?
Yes.
Nice.
How about Braggy?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're supposed to do an announcement tomorrow.
Yeah.
Which if you're watching that, you'll probably watch this tomorrow. So today there should be an announcement on what the tone
We're
code.
very
We can do a
excited.
reaction video.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do. Yeah, exactly.
I just want like a clean mono. I know
Yeah.
they're probably gonna have a lot more, but
Yeah,
hopefully.
I mean, I think in a future video it'll be cool to go over it. I mean,
Yeah.
we discussed about my impressions. I have like a third pressing, almost like an OG of Blue Train, and I have this guy.
Yeah.
So, and
That'll be interesting. Yeah.
I have an opinion about them. So
I have
yeah.
a 7-inch Blue Train. It's on part 1, part 2, and it's RBG
Mhm.
stamp. So I'll definitely be pulling that out.
that will
I've
be
never
cool.
heard it, so I don't know.
That's amazing. It's
It's
so good.
different. It's different. It's like I don't know. It's just like perfection, and it's perfection both ways. Super clean and super gritty.
And Curtis Fuller's on it too. So
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
dope.
yeah.
killer
Yeah.
triple.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Okay, so let's go for the next round. Speaking of greedy and ballsy, I got a pink record.
Nice.
Okay.
And this is Happenings, Bobby Hutcherson. I couldn't get an MMJ. I know they're hard to find and not cheap. This is a 70s pressing, Van Gelder, blue label, white B.
Nice.
Okay. So lineup is pretty decent. Bobby Hutcherson, vibes. He plays marimba as well. Herbie Hancock, piano.
Nice.
Bob Crenshaw, bass, and Joe Chambers, drums. This is it was recorded in 1966, February, released in March, sorry, and released in January 67. It's quite interesting. I was reading about his bio. In 67, he went back to California. He was after living in New York. He and Paul Chambers, because they were kicked out of New York for marijuana possession. So he went back to New York, to California, had a new stream of records after that. But this was recorded in New York. So it's quite interesting. So Maiden Voyage, there's a version of Maiden Voyage here.
Oh, wow.
This is a very like mellow, low-key record. It sets in a mood. It's really nice. And this pressing here, the instruments, piano keys and the vibes, they just echo in the room. It's just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. However, the first and the last tracks, they're just more intense. They are very, how can I say? They set up more like a tense. There's some tension there, especially people thought, the musicians would sort of restrain themselves, but they're actually free themselves. The way that he interplays with Herbie here is just fantastic. And
so Herbie's on that, and they're doing Maiden Voyage. That's cool.
yes. It's a little reinterpretation there because there's no, there's no medals here. There's no sax. There's no trombone, trumpet. It's just regular instruments and the vibes. And the cover is gorgeous. The gorgeous cover is in pristine shape. And like Bobby said, he's in a completely different track from like guys that came before, like Milt Jackson. I think he redefined the instrument. That's clear. That's there. And it's a record that I like. It's not easy to find, especially in this shape. If you can ever grab one, grab it because it is good, very good.
Absolutely. I don't have that. I've got a couple of his records. I'll pick them up when I see them. I love the vibes though.
Yeah.
Mike, do you like vibe? Do you like vibe records?
Yeah, I don't have any Bobby Hutcherson lead albums, but I definitely have Milt Jackson. I have a bunch of Milt.
It's night and day. They're very different.
Very
interesting instrument for sure. I love it.
Yeah, I definitely have records where he's sideman on. I know that, but none of his. I know Tone Poet released, I think, like 2.
Oblique.
Yeah.
2 or 3.
And the Kicker. Yeah.
And the Kicker. Yeah.
I think they were like LT series or something. They're not like very. Yeah. Probably. I think so.
Makes sense.
Yeah, and then I have an Andrew Hill where I think maybe it is Bobby Hutcherson that's on that with him, but it's him and a vibe player.
Which one?
I think that is Judgment. If you want to pull that up, double check.
Judgment.
I love Andrew Hill records. I don't have that one either, I don't think.
Yeah.
I think he's also on a Tyler Brooks record, I think. No? I might be wrong.
Why would it pull up the test pressing first? It's hilarious. It's just like a white cover. I'm like, that can't be correct. Yeah, so it's Richard Davis. It's obviously Andrew Hill, Richard Davis on bass, who plays on every crazy record ever, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Is like the free jazz bass player, man.
Yeah.
Elvin Jones, Andrew Hill, of course, on piano, and then Bobby Hutcherson on bass.
Right.
Yeah, that sounds amazing.
Yeah, it is. It is a great album.
Love the vibes. It's kind of. I've heard. I'm trying to think. I think I got a couple records that are like that too, where they're a little bit out there. But the vibes just kind of smooth it over. You know what I mean? Yeah. It can be kind of all over the place, but the vibe just kind of. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I'm vibing on the vibes. How about that?
Yeah, vibes are cool, and that was an instrument that I didn't naturally gravitate towards when I first started jazz. Like that's
I mean, I never thought about it. Yeah.
A lot of early stuff. Like I have Miles. Miles did a lot of stuff with Milt Jackson. Like his early Prestige stuff. I can't remember the record names, but
Bags Groove.
Bags Groove, yeah.
Yeah, Bags Groove, obviously, yeah. But there's more too.
There is. No, it's great. I mean, it's interesting because that instrument. I don't remember who really the pioneer was.
For people watching, just Milt Jackson's nickname is Bags, and that
Yes.
Bags grew
Bags.
music after.
Oh, there's this guy here. Where is it?
Who was the
No,
pioneer of the vibes
ORG,
thing?
highly recommended as well.
That's
Bags
a
and
good one, I
Trade.
got that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Who was the first big vibe player? It was in was it Benny Goodman's band? Shit.
You got
Lionel
Red
Hampton.
Norvo.
Man,
Red Norvo
like-
played with Sinatra a little bit, so I have a soft spot.
we need Dan on here to tell me my history here.
Yeah.
I'm going blank.
Yeah, we should get Dan.
Yeah, Lionel
someday.
Hampton is who I'm thinking of. I don't know if he pioneered.
Oh yeah, I have a Lionel Hampton. I have a Lionel
Yeah.
Hampton, Buddy Rich, and who's the third man? Can't remember.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah, Lionel Hampton, man. That dude's awesome. I got a couple of his records.
yeah, he
He
worked
played
with,
He played with Benny Goodman, Buddy Rich,
yeah,
Charlie Parker, Mingus, everybody.
he was on
Yeah.
those Norgram labels too, like Clef. So that was some early stuff.
Yeah, I don't know if I can say that he was the guy that pioneered the Vibraphone, but anyway, let's see.
Yeah,
Anyway, the interesting thing is before it became a jazz instrument, it was basically a nothing instrument. They
Yeah.
used it to do like test tones on the radio and stuff. Don't play music, Felipe. We'll get demonetized. Hello.
No, it's very low. Nobody can hear that.
All right, let's see. All right, it was my turn.
yep.
I think the line's kicking in, which is nice. All right, I may have shown this record before, and if I have, I apologize. I just like it a lot. So deal with it. Oh, y'all have this one? Forest
No,
Flare by Charles Lloyd.
Don't.
I had that in my cart like last week, but then I didn't pull the trigger. But yeah,
It's great, man.
No, I
It's a
didn't.
live record. He played at Monterey. There's nothing on the inside but words. I don't remember what year it was though. I didn't prepare very well. But it's just amazing. It's one of my favorite records. I listen to it on my phone all the time, like if I'm just driving around or taking a shower or whatever. It's like one of those, top 50 jazz records for me. I've got a bunch of his stuff. This is a Speaker's Corner reissue, and I think I've got this from Mike Dan Groove, I believe. Let me see. No, I can't tell. I think I did, but anyway. So you got Charles Lloyd. Actually, here's something funny. Who thought that this? Well, it actually looks like it's legible there, but for a 40-something-year-old dude, reading red text on a blue background is not a great choice. So we got Charles Lloyd on tenor sax and flute, Keith Jarrett on piano. Hello. Cecil McBee on bass, and Jack DeJohnette on drums.
Yeah.
And it's a little out there, right? But it's super melodic and just beautiful too. Like the first whole slide is Forest Flower. Two songs, Forest Flower Sunrise and Forest Flower Sunset. And then on side 2 you got it. So that's Charles Lloyd tune, right? On side 2 it starts with Sorcery, which is a Keith Jarrett track. And then a couple other tracks, one by Cecil McBee and the other one's by Brooks Bowman. I don't know who that is. But anyway, it's just great. Live
pretty cool.
recording. A lot of these
Yeah.
old Montreux records are great. I mean, I've gone
Yeah.
blank on what I'm thinking of, but we all have.
It's amazing
yeah.
photography work. You can see the sunset on his sunglasses.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
badass.
Yeah, I mean, he's still around, man. He's still putting out stuff. I haven't bought the Tone Poet of his yet. Do you have that one, Felipe?
I have it. It's good.
It's good. He
Which
also
Tone
just put
Poet is
out a trios record or something. There was like a box.
Yes, they're coming. I think the first one came out, but I'm gonna
Oh,
wait
yeah.
for the full thing to come out as a box. So I don't get it.
You're gonna buy it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It is nice. I mean, his tone poet's really good. Let me see where it is.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this one. I recommend it highly.
There you go.
Yeah, sweet.
It is good.
Yeah, man. He's one of the masters that's still with us. It's cool.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you see, Charles Lloyd records for $5-10 in the store, you can find them.
Yeah.
They're good, just found them.
Imagine how cool it'd be if like Blue Note put together like for a concert. Let's say Charles Lloyd and Lou Donaldson, who's still around, Herbie Hancock, Wayne Shorter. That would be really
Carter.
cool.
Yeah.
Ron
Get Sonny
Carter,
Rollins out.
Sonny
my God.
Rollins, yes, absolutely.
Man,
I
I'm
don't think
so
Sonny
upset
Rollins-
Herbie
Sonny Rollins
canceled the
doesn't-
concert.
I think
Okay.
Sonny Rollins stopped playing.
Yeah, I think so. He's like 90 something.
Yeah.
Yeah. but
Herbie was supposed to be here last year and he canceled. The only show he canceled was the one here.
oh, yeah.
Probably because Texas was stupid about the pandemic or something, I'm guessing. There's some politics for you. Yeah.
I'm just gonna ignore that and let's.
Whatever, man. Take a stand. No, I'm just kidding.
All right.
What's
Okay, so
next?
my next one's kind of interesting, and you guys know the story because I've been talking to you guys about it. But this is Joe Newman, Joe's Happenings. Okay,
No,
I
it's
picked
not.
this up-
No, it's not. Okay.
so I picked this up recently. I've never seen this before. I was digging at a record shop in New Haven with my friend Kevin, and I passed by it, and then I went through the rack again. They have a huge jazz section at this place. It's called Elm City Sounds. Highly recommend checking them out. And I pulled it because it's Swingville and it looked like a early pressing. I looked at the back. I saw Joe Newman, who I'm not familiar with, Tommy Flanagan piano. So I was like, okay, cool. Wendell Marshall bass, and then Billy English drums. So because Tommy Flanagan was on it, I was like, let me bring this over to the turntable and give it a spin. I just did a needle drop for like 3 seconds, a few different places. I was like, okay, this sounds really excellent. It was $15. And I was just like, I'm gonna get it. I mean, it's Swingville. Tommy Flanagan's crushing it. But and Joe sounds amazing on the trumpet, right? So I bring it home. I clean it up, I discogs it, I like snap a picture, send it to you guys, and I listen to it a little bit, and then I stop, I listen to some other stuff, and then later that night I put it back on to really kind of sit with it. So I'm sitting with it, and I'm hearing the trumpet. I'm like, oh, it sounds fantastic. I'm like so happy with this find. Then all of a sudden I hear like a different tone. I'm like, oh, maybe he's playing. So I look at the back, I'm like, it just says Joe Newman trumpet on this thing. That's it. And like the label, it's just, let's see, it's just Joe Newman, right? So I'm like, oh, that's weird. And then I finally get to, I forget what track it was, but finally get to another track, and he's clearly exchanging like solos with another player. Like clearly, like I'm trying to listen to it, I'm like, how is that possible to make that trumpet sound like that? Because it sounds like a completely different instrument. And I'm looking, I'm like, what is going on? So I look at the dead wax, and this is a different record. This is not Joe Newman. It's got the wrong stamp on it, and it was put in the jacket for that stamp, but this is not the Joe Newman record. So number one, as I'm texting you guys, I'm just like, this record's amazing. You have to check it out. I think Felipe, you streamed it and you were like, wow, it's really good. And you were listening to a different record. I'm like, oh my God, I hope it doesn't suck. But anyway, the record that it actually is Jackie's Pal, introducing Bill Hardman with Jackie McLean on alto, okay? Mal Waldron on piano, Bill Hardman on trumpet, Paul Chambers and Philly Joe Jones. So I mean, it is a great album that I didn't have and I wasn't all that familiar with. And this, according to the Dead Wax, is the New Jazz reissue, which is called Jackie McLean Steeplechase, reissued in 1963. The original sessions from '56. So I was kind of happy with that too. I mean, it kind of sucks that it was mismatched and I don't have the original cover art, but it's a great Jackie McLean record and I'm really happy to have it. So I was just really surprised.
Say again, a great what?
Hey, I got Jackie McLean, the AP Prestige one that they recently did called, it has the black cover with the red text on it. I forget the name of it.
New Soil? No.
No,
Lights
not
Out.
that. Lights Out, yeah. So I like early Jackie stuff. Later, when he gets more bluesy, I don't kind of seek those records out. But I don't know. I mean, maybe like I'm slowly figuring out my way into the bluesy.
Well, his later stuff gets kind of out there. Or is that in the middle? I can't really know.
Yeah.
What Jackie records get out there? Do you guys know off the top of your head?
I don't know them all. No.
No.
Okay.
It might have been like a hard bop out there.
Okay.
Blues. I don't know how it went though. We need to figure that out because I don't know.
But yeah.
You should definitely get a Capuchin Swing. That was really good.
And just for, if you guys are interested, these are the covers. I just print these out just so when I'm spinning stuff, I know what I'm listening to.
That makes sense.
And I think it's good for it to make set the record straight. Mea culpa to Blue Note. Everybody thinks only Blue Note misplaces labels, use save on labels on pressings. No, they
yeah, this is a major QC problem.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what happened with the guy who originally bought this, what he thought. you know, if you didn't really think too much
You
into
probably
it,
just didn't have any clue, man. I mean, who knows?
and you know what was weird is the reason why I checked the dead wax was I looked at side one and there's 4 tracks on it, but there's only 3 bands on it. So I'm like, well, what the hell is going on?
That's hilarious.
So yeah, so that was kind of strange. And honestly, I did end up streaming Joe's Happenings, and that actually is a great album, and I would like to get it. So
Yeah.
that is definitely, I would actually like to get that at some point, and definitely
Mhm.
recommend checking both Jackie's Pals and this this Joe Newman, Joe's Happenings out for anyone interested.
Yeah,
That is
Gentleman's
pretty
awesome.
cool.
I've got a Pablo with him on it. He played with Basie back in the early
Yeah.
days.
Yep.
Okay. Third round.
Yep.
Yep.
Start wrapping up. So my third pick. I'm gonna avoid blue notes and impulses and new jazz, whatever. I'm gonna get a record that help like setting jazz from the late 50s on, and the world music in general. You guys have seen this one?
Nope.
No, no.
So,
Odeon?
so Odeon is a Brazilian pressing original.
Okay.
Mono.
Nice.
Nice label.
Yes. DG, the whole thing. So this is the second full-length release by João Gilberto. Okay.
Gilbert.
The name of this record is O Amor, Love, O Sorriso, The Smile, and The Flower. This line is taken from one of the songs here, written by Jobim. This was an OG. This record has not been released like many years because João, he was a genius, but he was a pain in the fucking ass. He was very picky regarding sound quality, regarding the pressings. He would step out of a concert if he didn't like the sound in the at the venue. He did that many times, even like at inauguration opening a new space in Brazil that was quite famous. He said, "I'm not playing here. This place sucks," and he left.
Here's a question
Okay.
for you.
He was kind of like that.
Would he have worked for Analog Productions or MoFi?
Uh,
I'm just kidding. I just thinking of MoFi.
I think he would be like an Impacts guy.
Oh, an Impact guy. Okay, there you go.
Yeah. But still, so it was quite interesting. His style of singing. I mean, you guys probably get him from Gets Gilberto. It's very like melodic. His guitar licking is very syncopated at the progression of chords. Every single syllable that he's speaking matches a chord. So it's very almost like his sounds kind of like Chet Baker singing in a sense. Very low. So in Brazil, this back in the radio era, like 30s, 40s, the singers like really powerful. They would really sing and impose their. So when the mics and amps came, people just started like singing low. And okay, let's use the mic, let's use the amps. I don't have to shout. I can really sing and expose my voice. And he was the major exponent. He created the bossa nova, which means like new bossa, which is bossa is like a way of being cool stuff. So just modifying from what came from the 50s, from the 30s, 40s. Carmen Miranda, the famous actress from the 30s, 40s, she had like these fruits on her head and all that stuff. Anyway, I'll send you guys a link later. The new bossa came kind of cool down that type of thing. And so this record was released in 61, and it came with many songs before Stan Getz released his Meditation album in, sorry, not Meditation, Meditation. It came before Getz started bringing these Jobim compositions here. So almost all of it is here.
What year did that come out?
61.
Oh, else was right before then, huh?
Oh yeah, way
Just like
before.
62, 63 is just like,
yes.
Bossa just took over everything.
Yeah. I mean, it's just it's a mixture of samba and jazz. And it sort of dictated how, how Brazilian music and actually jazz, guitar playing and licks would work for a while. So yeah, it's not only that record. Guess Gilberto is really good. It's a really good record, but again, you should go look for his originals. This is his second record. His first record is called Chega de Saudade, which means the translation, the American song is No More Blues. I think you guys probably know it. No More Blues. However, how can I put it? It's not a literal translation. No More Blues is kind of adaptation, because saudade is a word, is a noun that means missing someone, which does not exist in English. Yeah, so highly recommended.
That's a cool cover.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a very like thin paper. Yeah.
Where did you pick that up when you visited Brazil?
Yes, I picked it over there. Yes,
yeah. I need to get more bossa nova stuff in my collection. I'm
Yeah.
like hesitant because I don't really know which records to get. But yeah, I definitely need to pick your brain on like where I should start with that, because
That'd be cool.
yeah.
There's
You know who had a really good video about that too was
10-minute record review.
no, not about Gets Coberto, but just about Brazilian music.
Ken had a good one.
Danny, what's his name? Danny K.
Oh, yeah.
Sonic Flare guy.
Oh yeah,
right?
then Sonic Flare. Yes, he had a
Yeah.
good one.
He had a cool one.
Yeah.
I haven't checked out that guy's channel in a while.
Yeah, I think he's moving. He's moved to Bulgaria. He's moving. He's moved to Europe now.
He is?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
All right.
That's where he's from, right? He was from. He was born in I don't remember where, but anyway, I like that guy.
Yeah.
Like his energy.
Yeah, and his office, last time I saw it, he had like a jazz wall, just jazz records, which is amazing. So very cool collection. And I mean, his hi-fi is top notch.
It's insane.
Yeah. I wonder how he moved those Wilsons overseas, but
I'd rent a yacht and just put them on the deck and just watch and just ride with them over there.
Amazing stuff. Yeah, I mean, if he's moving back to Europe, do you have to do any conversion for the power?
Probably.
Different.
I think they're mostly 220 there.
Yeah.
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 We'll just import a power plant.
Right. I guess if you can afford Wilson's, it's not an issue.
No.
All right.
Okay.
Am I up?
I think so.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So this record is a smoker.
Ooh.
Miles Davis, 4 and More. I just recently picked this up. So happy to add it. I couldn't believe how good this sounds. So I know I've watched like top 10 Miles Davis videos. I know like Ken McAuliffe has touted this one. I think specifically the MoFi one. Michael Johnson from the Poetry on Plastic channel. He also says
I have it on CD.
That the Michael Poetry on Plastic, that channel has also said this sounds amazing. I've listened to it. I mean, I downloaded it on my iPod for when I'm traveling, and it does sound great. But I saw this in the record shop. It was $30. I think I actually got it for less than that because he bundled some stuff since I got a few records. But yeah, it's on the Columbia 360 label. So this is a later pressing. It's not a first pressing. But man, does this sound good? This sounds incredible. I was blown away by how good this sounds for a live record. And the opening track is So What? It's an up-tempo version of it. And I've heard an up-tempo version on Night at the Black Hawk, which was from 1961 at the Black Hawk. And Miles recorded it with Hank Mobley on tenor. And Paul Chambers is on bass on that. And I forget who fills out the quintet, but maybe, let me see. Hold on, I took some notes.
Herbie.
Okay. So at the Black Hawk, Jimmy Cobb's on drums, Wynton Kelly's on piano. And then this version was recorded 3 years later. Ron Carter bass, Tony Williams drums, my favorite drummer of all time. Herbie Hancock on piano, George Coleman on tenor sax, and Miles on trumpet.
Yeah.
And the reason why I mention it is because they do an up-tempo version of So What on the Black Hawk one, and I don't really like it. I don't think it sounds that good. I don't think it was recorded that well. But this one is like an amazing version.
Yeah.
I mean, Miles comes on and you can almost like, I picture him like coming on stage. I don't know, you know how like they slice everything and they have like the crowd in the intro and then
Mhm.
they come on stage and Miles just like
Yeah.
starts going like he's just like teasing, messing around, and then they get into it. Oh, it's so good. So
I'll have to
good.
look that up.
Highly, highly recommend it. And this isn't that expensive. When I discogs that this was cheap. I think you can get like a copy between like 20, 30 bucks. You know, they probably printed it like so many of these, so many different pressing variations. So
Mhm.
easily accessible. And like I said, this isn't even a first pressing. This is a later 360 and it sounds fantastic. So
Yeah.
really, really, I mean, I knew it was a good record. But I'm really happy I got it because it sounds even better
Nice.
on vinyl for sure. So
Cool.
4 and more Miles Davis.
Have you heard the new one? Did Felipe, you get that RSD, right? The live Miles record?
No, I didn't get that one.
Okay.
No, I didn't. That was later though. I think that was like a 70s recording.
It's 80s.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. I like
80s,
it.
yeah.
I have a
I was a little
Miles in
confused though
Tokyo
because it
music
said,
on vinyl.
yeah,
It's
there's
really
some
good.
there's something else coming out around the same time. So I was a little confused on what it was I bought
Chris, did you
versus
get
what's
it?
coming out. Yeah.
Do you like it?
Oh yeah, that's great. It sounds amazing. Loved it.
Yeah. Who put it out?
Schofield's what's his name? Is John Schofield,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It might as well have been his record. He was freaking amazing on it.
Yeah.
It was really, I mean, really good.
All right, guys. So we did
My
our
turn.
Oh,
3
Chris,
rounds.
Yeah.
No,
right?
man, when I get my third record?
No.
Wait, then how did I jump? I jumped ahead?
Yeah,
Yes,
probably.
man, you
Oh,
jumped the
Happy hour,
gun.
man. We don't know.
Apologies. Oh,
No.
You messed up.
that's it.
It's okay.
My cue etiquette is way off.
It's okay. I'm
Apologies.
saving the best record for last anyway. So, John, know this record?
Ooh.
That looks awesome. Yes. I think I actually was looking into that no, I was looking into his new, like the metaphysics one, the Hassan metaphysics that came
Yeah.
out last year. And then I went down the rabbit hole and I came across that.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
This is a Max Roach trio featuring the legendary Hassan Ibn Ali. So this guy, oh man, this guy this is really the only record he played on, right? Like the other one's like recorded in somebody's basement or something, I think. The other one, I don't know. This is was forever the only record he was known to have played on. And it's his record. It's the Max Roach trio, but they probably put Max on here to sell it. Like it's every single song on here was written by him. He's a piano player, right? He was inspired by Elmo Hope as his primary inspiration. So, man, he was out there. He was, definitely avant-garde, but also super melodic and I don't know, man. I don't know how to describe it. It's just amazing. Apparently he was like one of he inspired Coltrane to come up with the whole sheets of sound thing. That's because of this guy that exists,
Wow.
right?
Mhm.
So this record has Max Roach on drums, Hassan on piano, and then Art Davis on bass. Yeah, I'll listen to this again today. And so the first track is called 3/4 versus 6/8, 4/4 ways.
Mhm.
So it's like all these crazy time changes and just crazy, just amazingness. There's another one called Hope So Elmo. So obviously
Wow.
not Elmo Hope. Yeah, I mean, I don't
That's
say
so
you
cool.
gotta hear this record. It's amazing.
Is that still available? Do you know?
I don't know. It's Speaker's Corner. I got this from Mike, I believe. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it's available. It depends on what you want to pay for it.
Yeah. Well,
And I don't know if it's still in stock or not. I mean, it's a Speaker's Corner, so it's not gonna be that expensive.
Yeah, I mean, they come and go. Just place back order. Just sign up for a
sure.
notification. They'll pop up.
Yeah,
cool.
but I mean, all three of my records were on Atlantic today.
Yeah, I was gonna mention that. Yeah, I noticed.
Atlantic's a great freaking label. I love it. The 1400 series is their jazz series.
Yeah.
Or no, 1200 series, I guess is where it started. 1200, 1300, 1400. But there's a lot of great stuff on the label, including these three that I've shown today. So, yeah.
Very
That's
cool.
So
Now we are
three good
finished.
ones.
So y'all got to hear that record. If you haven't heard it, you should just stream it.
Yeah, that looks cool. I gotta
It's
check
really
it out.
cool.
I love the name of that first track too. And the second track, I mean, it seems like a really cool record.
It is.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, he was a Philadelphia guy, and like, the liner I was talking about this morning, and I read his wiki article, but Like all the guys out of Philadelphia were just totally inspired by him, but he only got on the one record ever.
Yeah.
Just like this legend, local legend.
Well, they
that
did
just-
put out that metaphysics one. That was that recent one. Do you guys are you guys familiar with this?
I've heard about it, but I think it was like discovered later or something. Like
Yeah.
I don't think it was like, an actual.
I think they used the
or
session
something.
photography from that record you just showed because it looks very similar to what he's wearing.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I guess his stuff is pretty scarce, but
Well,
yeah.
the other thing that they said may exist in the wiki article, it said that there may be a basement recording of him and Coltrane playing together in 1952.
Wow.
That's all it said. It said it
52?
may exist. Yeah, it's like it may exist. I'm like, what? It may exist. Like
Oh.
Zev Feldman, you go find that tape bro, and put that up for record store day.
Yeah,
like,
come on, Zev.
Come on,
That
Zev,
would-
get on it.
that'd be
Oh, yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So those are our three. We're going to do
Mhm.
one more round, and
One
this is
more.
going to be a round where we're going to do a jazz burn.
A little happy hour jazz burn.
Happy
That's
hour
it.
jazz bar.
Time for
Cheers.
some crappy records, bro. Cheers.
Oh, people are going to be upset with my record.
I'm already mad at you from the last time, so it's okay.
Yeah. Cheers to the. Let's have a flaming moles.
Cheers.
Where's your drink, Mike? Come on. You're leaving us
Here we
hanging.
go.
There we go. Is that the same beer you've been nursing the whole time?
Yeah.
It's hot. Get another one.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
strong.
All right. Who's going first? Felipe?
Let's have the honor. Okay,
Yeah.
guys, it's nothing personal. This
Jazz
record is too.
burns.
It's nothing personal. It's a Blue Notes again. Nothing against Blue Notes. I think.
Wait, tease it out. I want to see if we can guess it before you show it.
I mean, he looks like the guy from AC/DC. Looks like Brian Johnson.
Nope. I already
That's
knew.
like Horace Silver to me.
That's
Tell me you're
Silver.
burning another Horace Silver.
Oh, poor Horace.
This is not RVG. Some of those series are RVGs, but not this one. I think I played like once. Yes, I played this record once. He had a string of records in the 70s. You can name everything possible. There's like Sylvan and brass, Sylvan and wood, Sylvan and voices, silver and gold, silver and whatever, name it, silver and pickles, whatever. Like, but some of them are good. Silver and brass is good. Silver and wood is good. But not this one. This one did not work. This one is called Silver and Voices.
God.
Mm.
It just sounds like it would suck.
He has some nice
Anytime there's
solos,
an and voices, it just, I don't know, man. It almost
Right.
never works, right?
right? Yes, I mean, it doesn't work. It's still in shrink. Original price ticket $3.99. I think it's too much. Still, it even has like the original Blue Note inner custom inner.
Mhm.
It's nice. I mean, his solos here are good. They're not bad.
Well, who are the vocalists on there?
Vocalist is man, I have it right here. Voices: Monica Mancini, Avery Summers, Joyce Copeland, Richard Page, Dale Verdugo, Alan Copeland. I think the voices just sound like too much, sort of like overindulgent. Has some solos here and there, nice piano. The lineup: Tom Harrell, trumpet; Bob Berg, Horace Silver, Ron Carter, Al Foster.
wow.
I mean, the rhythm section is not bad. I mean, they're okay, but it just doesn't work. I mean, given like the brilliance of everything else he's done in the past, and so gratefully, it's like, dude, what am I doing here? What have I done?
Hmm.
And it's like, got you. I just took some money from you. It's like laughing at you.
It's like, you bought it, suckers. It's hilarious.
It's like the 70s. Probably no returns on Amazon or anything. Just gotta live with it. Okay, I love his work. My very first Blue Note OG was a Silver Serenade, which I still have. It's a
Yeah, that's a great one.
first press. I love the record.
Yeah.
I have a lot of stuff of him that I like.
That has a
but-
killer lineup.
Right?
Yeah.
but not this one. I don't know what he was taking in the 70s, but he should not have recorded.
Well, on Classic Series, I have the Six Pieces of Silver, which is an
Yeah,
early 1500,
outstanding.
which is great.
Yeah.
And then also Songs of My Father.
Mhm.
It's another great one.
Yeah, I mean some of his other records like Cape Verdean Blues, the
I got that
Tokyo
one. It's
Blues,
great. Yeah.
Horoscope. That stuff is like dynamite. It was
Oh,
some of
yeah,
my favorite
Horoscope.
records.
Yeah,
Is-
Cape
yeah.
Verdean's cool because that was like his father's, I mean, I've gone
Yeah.
blank now on where they were from because I'm stupid.
Yeah, yeah. So Cape Verdeans are Portuguese islands
Yes.
in the Atlantic. Yes.
Now, did he record before Blue Note? Was he on other things?
He probably did some Prestige. I'm guessing like Prestige or some other
Yeah.
labels.
I mean, if only there was a source that could tell us.
Wiki.
Check his discography.
Blue Note, Blue Note, Blue Note, Epic, Blue Note, Blue Note, Blue Note.
Is that his lead records?
Huh?
His lead records are starting from Blue Note?
Yeah. I mean,
On his-
he's a Blue Note guy.
As Sidemen, was he doing stuff before his Blue Note records?
He did a bunch on Silvetto in the 80s, which may be terrible as well. I never even heard of that label.
Oh, I
Then
think that's
Columbia
his label.
stuff.
I think that's actually his label that he found.
Oh, is it? Okay.
I think so.
Yeah, he was mainly Blue Note, man.
You
Yeah.
see, nobody was buying that crap. He just had to make his own label.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, wasn't he like part of the original Messengers? Like, wasn't it like
Yeah.
his group? Like,
Yes.
Yeah, he's got a record on a blue cover looking like
Yeah,
this. Yeah, Horace Silver and Jazz Masters. Yes. It's a phenomenal record.
yeah, that's one they should definitely do the Classic Series of.
Yeah, that
I
one
played with
deserves
Stan
it.
Getz in the early 50s on Roost. That's cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
That is cool.
And Al Cohn, too.
yeah.
That's cool.
Wow.
I want that
Savoy.
Alcone Dawn record you have, Felipe.
Yeah, Dan actually posted it today
I
again.
saw that. Yeah, I love the Dawn label, the black label.
Yeah,
It's
I have
cool.
like 3 or 4 records on Dawn. It's great. Those records are really heavy, really
Yeah.
heavy.
Yeah.
He's on
I've
JR
seen-
Montrose, too. That JR Montrose
Oh,
record
cool.
you have, Felipe, I think.
Yeah, the Music Matters.
Yeah, I think so.
J. Montrose and this
Anyway.
guy. Yeah.
So that record
Guy-
sucks.
This guy here.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's it. I'll go next, so I don't get line jumped again.
Let's burn.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Miles, Bopping the Blues. So I love this series, Black Lion Records. This was a
Yeah.
UK label, right? And they've got a lot of reissues. I can't stand this one, man.
What year is it?
I don't know.
Because that stuff's like they have early Billie Holiday on there.
I
So
recorded in Hollywood. So this was recorded at Radio Recorders, Hollywood in 1946. The music on here,
46?
yeah, the music on here is great, right? The problem is it's like every take, right?
Oh,
So
yeah.
you've got Don't Sing Me the Blues, take 1 and take 2. I've always got the blues, take 1 through 3, right?
Yeah.
Don't Explain to Me, Baby, take 1 through 4. Nobody needs 4 copies of the same song.
Does it
And
say
then,
which?
Baby,
take-
once you make up your mind, take 1 through 3.
Does it say which take is the one they put the 78? Like which one
No.
the master original is?
No,
No.
I don't know, man. I don't like it because it's
Sometimes
just the
they'll do
same
that.
shit over and over again.
It's basically like I have a Charlie Parker one like that, and it's just basically the entire session.
That's different though. That was a classic session. That's amazing. The Charlie Parker story.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's a great document. It sounds pretty good from into the 40s. But yeah, I remember I didn't even
46.
look at. Yeah, 46. I didn't
That's
realize that
crazy
either.
early.
I probably let's do
Yeah.
it again. Man.
Miles.
Yeah.
Semi-burn,
So that's burnt.
just scorched.
But doesn't.
A full-on burnt, maybe.
All right. I got something I gotta burn.
Okay.
Jim Hall on CTI. So the reason why I'm burning this, one, Jim Hall's fine. I have him on Undercurrent with Bill Evans. You know, when I see him on a record, you know, I think that's a positive thing for the record. So I'm not, torching Jim Hall at all. The Chet Baker's on this, and Paul Desmond, they're fine on this. Their horns sound great on this. The Ron Carter's on it, sounds great. Thing that I really dislike about this is how they record the drums. These drums don't sound like drums that like are recorded in a jazz session, meaning that it sounds like every single piece is mic'd and there's an attack with zero decay.
Mm.
Like you cannot hear the ride cymbal ride. Like you just can't. Like it just completely falls off. So like the space of the studio, and this is Van Gelder recorded, so this does not sound like a Van Gelder recording to me. Like you can't hear the room. The drums really don't get enough space to really get a feel on the track. It almost sounds like they're mic'd for a pop album.
It was
and
the 70s, man.
well, I'm sure that's the reason, but like to me it like kills the record. Like I can't not hear those drums just like, I don't know, sound like that. So it really makes me not like this record. And so for that, I'm burning it. I know a lot of people like this, and it's been reissued. I've seen a lot of people post this. They talk, I mean, it's Chet Baker, Paul Desmond, Jim Hall, Ron Carr. I mean, it's a killer lineup, but I just didn't really like the recording decisions. I need to have a conversation with
I'm sure
Van
we should definitely dig up Rudy and tell him how to record the drums.
Not a huge fan.
Yeah.
But it is so different. And I don't have many CTIs. So what I want to do, there are CTIs I want to get, like the Freddie Hubbard one play. I think he also has Skydive, I think is another one, Felipe, you were telling me about.
Yeah. If you don't know which CTIs to get all Freddie Hubbards, you're gonna be happy.
So I'm definitely going to get those. And see, I know CTI, I watched somebody's video and they were talking about when it first started. Like Creed Taylor didn't like unleash like all the great stuff that he was going to for, I think, political and business reasons. Like those early CTIs aren't as great.
I can't remember. Yeah, I can't remember who said or wrote. I remember the biggest problem with CTI was like marketing positioning. They didn't know how to market themselves properly because they had an amazing product. They just didn't know how to put it on the shelves, basically.
Yeah,
I don't know. That's possible. The reason I say that is they're freaking everywhere and they're cheap as hell. So they sold a shit ton of them.
Yeah, I've seen like 1,000 copies of White Rabbit.
That's a great record.
George Benson, right? That's George Benson.
That's a great record, man.
Yeah.
I love CTI. They're one of my favorite labels, so whatever.
I know. But this one I don't know.
Is that stamped?
Yeah, it's Van Gelder stamped.
You should send that to me.
Oh.
Well, I may.
All I have is a 45 reissue.
Some VCLT on this one for you?
Yeah. I'll pay you whatever you paid for it. I don't care.
No, it's cool. Yeah, I listened to this 2 nights ago and I don't know.
I mean, it's not my favorite TTI or anything.
It definitely wasn't recorded hot. Like I felt like it was kind of a soft sound, which is fine. I mean, just your volume level, but yeah, I don't know.
I mean, the cool thing, you don't have to like that record. It's not one of my favorites or anything. I got it recently. Somebody reissued it. I don't remember if it was Org or who it was that reissued a 45 version of it. I like it okay. I like it maybe a little more than okay, but I love CTI though, man. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I think what they achieved, I mean, the recording is very, very good. It's a very clear separation. You hear everything, but at the same time, there's some warmth in there. It's hard to explain. You feel the room. Those Freddie Hubbard. If you play Skydive and listen to that Godfather theme that he plays there, I mean, that thing like rips through. It's amazing.
No, Skydive is
right.
It's a top 20 record for me, I think.
Yeah.
As was. Yeah, I love that record.
Yeah, some of those Turrentine as well. I mean, some of the Turrentine don't sound good. Not the music is good. Turrentine and Gilberto. That sounds like a great idea, but the record sounds kind of muffled.
Yeah.
There's one Turrentine where he's like licking a foot on it or something like that.
He is not licking a foot, man.
What is he doing?
That was a mother licking her baby's toe, okay?
Exactly.
Oh, sorry. Anyway, that one I heard is very good as well. What's it called?
You got to be careful with CTI though, man, because Creed Taylor was in it to make money. So if you're
Yeah.
not careful and you go day drinking and go record shopping, you'll buy the same record twice.
Yeah.
Like I did one day, 2
Yeah.
times.
Yeah.
Because the
Yeah.
covers are totally different and even the names are different. So
The Jobim CTIs I highly recommend as well. And some Herbie Man. I have a Herbie Man
Oh,
CTI,
yeah.
which is great.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hubert Law's stuff is really good too, I think. I like his stuff. Some of it's weird, but I like it. I like he has flute.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. I got that.
That's amazing.
Which Joe Beam one? Do you have that close by?
Tidal and Wave.
Yeah.
Tide.
Yeah, I see that in the record shops every once in a while.
That's the cool thing about them. They're usually pretty cheap.
Yeah.
And they're Van Gelder. I mean,
Well, they
yeah.
were cheap. I mean, they were cheap
Yeah.
2 years ago. Now they're starting to get, now they're like, I
Yeah.
noticed they're creeping up 15, 20 bucks, you know.
I definitely, I think the first one I'll get is probably, I know Freddie Hubbard Red Clay can go for
I know.
a good amount of money, but maybe I'll try that other one. I've been
Yeah.
getting the Freddie Hubbard more. I just ordered his Impulse one, the Body and the Soul. Yeah. It's a cool cover.
What is that one? Impulse?
Yeah. And then he has another,
A&M CTI.
No, I know. I'm talking about the one he said he ordered.
Oh, sorry.
it's an Impulse one. That was this, he did 2 for Impulse. First one's the Artistry of Freddie Hubbard, and that one is burning. I feel like the Body and
Body and Soul. Yeah.
like laid back. So I definitely want both of those.
Mhm.
And then I've really kind of been exploring the Impulse catalog and kind of, outside of the John Coltrane Impulse records and Alice Coltrane and Pharoah Sanders, like trying to look at the rest of their catalog, and there is some great stuff in there.
Mhm.
There's some crap too, though, right?
There's definitely some records that I'm not interested in.
Oh,
Yeah.
let's
Definitely
get
a lot
him.
of jazz
Let's get him.
burns in the Impulse
Let's get him
catalog.
a burn. Yes.
But there's a lot of really good stuff in there too, with crazy lineups.
Yeah, my orange and black stripe isn't big enough, man.
I think Dolphy's on that one I just ordered. I'm pretty sure.
You know, I need a bigger orange and black stripe in my collection.
Yeah, so all of my orange and black stripes are from the Acoustic Sound series.
Yeah, a lot
So
of mine are too.
Most of
My-
mine too.
I have used Impulse, but they don't have the orange and black. So that's,
Yeah.
I want to build that out.
Here's a good
I
one.
I have a good amount. Yeah.
Ooh.
And
That's a great one.
Speaker's Corner put out a few too.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
in like early 2000s, they did a bunch of Impulse. Not a bunch. I mean, I've seen a couple.
That's
they
cool.
Yeah.
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 But yeah. So, all right,
Okay.
made it to the end here. Any final thoughts, Felipe?
I think this past few days, I'm not gonna say anything, mention anything. Let's go back to music. That's what matters. Music matters in the end. But yeah, let's just go back there. And I think this is a quick mention to Michael 45 today. He was really nice and humble and very cool the way he approached things, and I think that's how we are as well. I mean, we like the reissues, we love them.
Yep.
We've been in the OG early pressings way before that, and we kind of have an idea, and I think it's a great approach. They sound very different, and it can be quite surprising.
Yeah.
Not bad, not better, just different. So I think we're gonna be on the lookout. Early blue notes are crazy the way they're going now for the price. Lucky to grab one some 2-3 years ago, and I think it's a great experience. Yes, but I think no matter what, if you're getting a reissue, if you're getting an original, if you're getting whatever, a 70s pressing, Van Gelder, not Van Gelder, Impulse green, Impulse black and orange, have fun. Read the liner notes. Enjoy the artists, learn about the journeys, forget about details in the press. If you can hear the symbols, if you can hear decay, if you can hear whatever, enjoy, have fun. Because I guarantee to every one of us, we connected to music in our teens, listen to music in boom boxes and crappy cassettes, and that made us very happy. So let's not be pricky or precious or anything. Let's just ride the train, the blue train.
I gotta talk crap about cassettes, man. Come on.
Right?
There you go.
That sounds like crap.
Yeah.
Final thoughts.
Yeah, Chris, you got any?
Yeah, but Felipe said I can't talk about it, so I don't know.
Oh,
What's that?
I'm going
is
to
it
anyway.
MoFi related?
MoFi final thoughts. Okay. So my final thoughts are I don't care if you were saddened by, I mean, I care about everyone's opinion, okay? But I care about everybody's opinion, happy or sad, didn't care, was very upset, like the way they sound, don't like the way they sound, whatever. What I don't like are the gatekeepers that I've seen on Facebook constantly that drive me insane on either side,
Yeah.
right? Like, it's okay for people to be upset about something when they feel like they got bait and switched. It's okay to not care if you love the records you bought from MoFi and you think they sound great. That's amazing.
Yeah.
I just get really irritated when I see people that either are happy that someone else is sad about something or disappointed about something, or just all that stuff. I
Yeah.
can't stand it. Right? Like, back to Felipe's point, enjoy what you enjoy. Burn what you hate, like we do,
Yeah.
and have a good time.
Agreed.
Yep.
It's been quite overwhelming this past week. I feel in terms of content that's being created. So I know the three of us have been following essentially
Or lack of content.
25, Mike and Groove, Rachel's Ghost. We've been on that live stream every day, like like hearing from Mazzy and all the characters that join that channel that are really informative. Definitely worth checking out that Rachel's Ghost channel, or live stream in the morning. It is a great resource, and it's just fun to hear people's perspectives. And there's all different types of people that join and come on camera from the industry.
Mhm.
From all around the world, so you get
That's
like
fun,
a
yeah.
lot of good information. Who else? I watched Melinda Murphy's video today, but those are kind of like the standard channels. And then I'll go on my YouTube and my feed. It's just like every single person who owns a MoFi has put an opinion video out, which is fine, but it's just overwhelming. And sometimes I feel like they haven't been following it as closely, which is fine. I mean, people can have their opinions based on whatever they want, but sometimes I don't know if they're adding anything or if it's coming from the most well-informed place. So that can be a little frustrating because they'll have a strong opinion and maybe miss
Yeah.
a point here or miss a point there that
Yeah.
could really kind of change their thinking. So, and then
Yeah.
plus on the Facebook groups, we're all on like Jazz Vinyl Lovers, Ken McAuliffe's group, and Dan Jazz Shepherd has a Facebook group, and there's a MoFi group, and it's just like everybody's just like constantly posting their opinions, which is great. And I don't want anybody to be censored. I feel like the MoFi channel has tried to I guess corral the comments. I don't know if that's the right way to go. I would just let people say what they want to say and let it die off when it dies off. I think
Mhm.
everybody's just really worked up. So, I understand that people need to kind of, give their opinion. They want to give their opinion, vent it out, and that's great. But it is a lot, and it felt like an exhausting week and a half. So,
Yeah.
uh,
So join the jazz band and let's talk music. Screw
yes,
the rest.
let's stop talking
Yeah.
about it here. And then the other thing, Felipe, as you were talking, I was just thinking about, I saw a comment, and, like people will join these Facebook groups and say like, hey, I like this album. Where should I go next? And people like comment. I feel like one of the fun things is like going down those rabbit holes to say like, hey, all of a sudden I'm into like Freddie Hubbard. I've been getting into his Blue Note stuff, and I've had his stuff before, but something has piqued my interest with him. And I've been really kind of just like looking at his entire catalog, looking at and it's just, that's like half the fun for me, is like researching the records, seeing who's on them, what labels, what years, what they stream, what they sound like, figuring out, do I want this one? Do I want that one?
Yeah.
That, when I finally, when you're in a record shop, it's a lot different. When you're home looking online and you kind of have the selection in front of you,
Yeah.
of whatever
Yeah.
you want, it's
And
really
yeah,
fun. And I feel like
it's cool.
it's I don't know. If that ever stops, I'll probably stop listening to jazz, honestly.
Yeah.
Like if I just
Yeah.
feel like I'm not interested, like there's not something interesting that I'm looking into. Like right now I'm like scouring the Impulse catalog and also like looking at all the Music Matters jazz and seeing which ones would be feasible to get. Like that's where I'm interested in. And next week it'll be something different. But it just, it's really fun to do that. So
One of the
Most
things,
important, the most important, we're telling you guys what not to do.
yeah. One of the things I want to do is listen to more records that are in my collection.
Yeah,
already.
Yep.
me too.
I'm thinking
Me
about
too.
doing like an Odyssey or something, like a Blue Note Odyssey or some label I've got 100 records of and just listening to them in order or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that would be cool.
It'd be interesting.
Yep, agreed.
Cool.
All right.
All
Well,
right.
that's it. Remember to like, subscribe, add your comments
Subscribe.
down below. We love hearing from you guys. It's really fun
Enter
to
comments. Yeah.
see the engagement. So please do, please share. And yeah, we will see you next time.
Thank
Have
you
a good
guys.
night.